Alright everybody, today we're making smoked ribs. It's actually a Saturday night. We're going to prep these ribs tonight, season them, and then put them on the smoker in the morning. So I kind of want to show you how to prep these. Obviously we want to get all this juice off them. You can either rinse them with water or just pat them dry. It doesn't really matter. But you don't want all that liquid on there. Not a big deal, but next thing we want to do is we want to peel this skin off here. It's not an easy task. One trick to it is to take a paper towel. I might struggle with this at this angle, but if you take a paper towel, it gives you a pretty good grip to grab a hold of that skin. Peel it off there. And the reason you want to do that is when you season it, it gets the see how that comes off there? It gets the seasoning into the meat a little better. It takes that protective barrier or skin off there. Nobody said it was easy. Paper towel does help. That skin's gone already for some reason. So anyhow, just peel that skin off there like that. I do want to note that these are back ribs and not spare ribs. Either one works, but I prefer the back ribs just because they're a little more uniform in size and thickness. When I buy them, I try not to get too much. This is actually loin muscle, this lighter colored meat here. Try not to get too much of that on there because that's actually the loin and it will end up drier. This one here's got a little bit much on it. It runs all the way down, but you don't want it real thick because this piece of meat here will be pretty dry after you smoke it. So that's how you peel it. Again, these are back ribs, not spare ribs. So I'm going to let Sompit step in here and do some seasoning for you.
I need to sprinkle a little bit salt on the top first. That's it.
So you can season these any way you prefer to your liking. Not a big deal. Doesn't really matter. We prefer a sweeter based rub on it. So our primary ingredient when we do it is going to be brown sugar. So she's putting a little bit of vegetable oil on them now. That will help get the seasonings and stuff to stick to it well. She's just going to lightly coat it all. And we season these the night before, so as with anything, it gives them time to just permeate the meat, get some good flavor throughout them. So if you watched our smoked butt video, you'll notice we're using the same rub on this. It's not a huge deal. I usually make my own, but we're out of it right now. I don't have all the ingredients for it, so tonight we're just going to use, what is that called? Butt rub?
Grub rub?
Grub rub. Just want to liberally coat each side because as you cook these, a lot of juice is going to come out of them and most of this seasoning is going to come off, which is also part of the reason why you want to do it the night before to let it permeate the meat more. Because if you just do it and then throw it on the grill, most of this seasoning ends up in the bottom of your smoker anyhow.
And then
brown sugar. We're using light brown sugar. Pretty liberal with the sugar because, as I said before with the other spices, it's all gonna melt off anyhow. Not really melt, but as the meat juices come out, most of this seasoning is gonna come off of here. But we'll put more sugar on them in the morning before we throw them on the smoker. Be generous with the sugar. If you want, you can save that and put it in your coffee in the morning. I wouldn't suggest it. You can if you want. Get the other side ready. Good enough? Okay, so basically that's it. Just put your favorite seasoning on there. Top coat it with a bunch of brown sugar. That's our preference. You do what you like, but we're gonna leave these set overnight. In the morning, we're planning for 6-hour smoke on these, and you'll see the procedure tomorrow, and it's always 6 hours on ribs, and we'll show you why. But so these are good for tonight. We're gonna put them in the refrigerator, let them sit overnight, and then we'll get back to you in the morning. Sleep tight.
This morning I woke up dying to kiss you. Your makeup on my pillows making me miss you. I went from your babe to an ex in 4 hours or less. There goes another one I couldn't get right.
Good morning, everybody. We're going to show you how to smoke pork back ribs this morning. We use a method called 3-2-1. We've got the smoker warming up right now. We filled it full of pellets earlier, dumped the ashes out of it. We got it set on high smoke, which is 220 degrees, and we'll smoke ribs at that temperature for the duration. The smoking process will take 6 hours, and there's 3 stages to it. This is a common smoke method called 3-2-1. It's a very, very simple process. Put them on a smoker for 3 hours. After 3 hours, don't worry about temperature, just after 3 hours, wrap them real good in aluminum foil. If you haven't seen the butt video about wrapping in aluminum foil, I'll post it right here, but we'll show you here in a little bit after 3 hours what the wrapping process of the ribs look like. But wrapping of this meat, when we wrap it in aluminum foil, is very critical. So we'll show you that here in a little bit. So 3 hours naked, 2 hours in the aluminum foil, and pull them out of aluminum foil, throw them back on for 1 hour. 3, 2, 1. Very simple process. I guarantee you, if you've never smoked ribs before, you will get perfect ribs. You're gonna love these ribs, folks, so stick around. So we're gonna sit here and drink some coffee, wait for the smoker to heat up. Sompit chopped up some watermelon for me. Very, very good watermelon. I tried some last night and it's pretty yummy. So I appreciate that, honey. Thank you. So how do you say it?
Watermelon.
Oh, seedless. I thought you were saying it in Thai. Seedless. Okay. All right. So eat some watermelon, drink some coffee. Once we get the ribs on there, we got that 3 hour window we talked about. We're gonna head into Home Depot during that 3 hours and grab the supplies to change out the plastic roof on this patio here. Put OSB with some sheathing and shingles on it, but that's next weekend's project. But I want to get all the supplies here this weekend so that we're ready to go. With that, we just gotta wait for the smoker to heat up, and then we'll get the ribs on, and then we'll head to town. Okay, smoker's up to temp. Time to put them on. Not a whole lot to this, but Sompit's gonna throw them on there for us.
ทีนี้เราก็จะตัดเรียบร้อยอุณหภูมิได้แล้วนะคะ เราก็จะเอาซี่โครงหมูเนี่ยเอามาย่างซี่โครงหมูอบเอาไปทำต้มยำมากกว่าสี 3 hours, right?
Yes, 3 hours. So they'll sit like this for 3 hours.
We need to save it.
No, I'm good. You can throw it away. My battery's dead in my phone. Can you start a timer on yours? So here we are after 3 hours. Nice, good color to them. Seasoning on there. We're not worried about the temperature. Again, it's time. I can see the meats. You can't see it in the camera. It's just starting to pull back from the bone, which is what you want. That means it's going to soften up. So anyhow, we're going to get these off here, and we'll show you how to wrap them up in aluminum foil the right way. Okay, 3, 2. 3 hours is up. Wrapped it in aluminum foil. 2 hours is up. We're going to pull it off now.
Ding, 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 ding. And the alarm working. Water here. Another one there. Okay. Oh. See this?
You can see how the meat pulled back on the bone there. So it's going to be nice and soft and tender. In fact, sometimes it's hard to get these back on without falling apart.
Get ready to fall.
Okay, so they're going to go back on here for 1 more hour. Just kind of dry out the outer surface just a little bit. Get some smoke on the outer surfaces.
Ooh, smells so good. This must be fall.
Let's do it 2 pieces. Start another timer for 1 hour.
Rosemary. Stay there and check the pellets.
Make sure our pellets are full. We're still on the 220 temperature, so we're good to go for an hour. We'll start a timer.
All right.
Hold on, wait. Goodness.
All right, another 1 hour, right?
Yep.
Okay, Google, set alarm another 1 hour. Set alarm in 1 hour.
Okay, 3:01 p.m. Setting your alarm.
Thank you.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Our 1 hour's finished. She's gonna pull them off. We're gonna sample them right here. So at this point, they're just kind of falling apart. Mostly.
Look at this.
All right. Sample.
Rồi mấy?
All right. This is that back muscle I was talking about that will dry out on you if you get. So you don't want to get this back muscle too thick when you buy them.
We need to wrap in the aluminum foil.
Very,
so
very
it's
good
not
flavor.
too dry. Yeah.
Yeah. After you pull them off, do you have a piece?
No.
Yeah. Typically, you'll pull these off, cover them with aluminum foil, let them set for 15, 20 minutes. That helps keep moisture in them. So she'll grab a piece of aluminum foil. We'll put it on there. These are yummy. That brown sugar is the key, man.
Okay, it's not time to eat.
Not at all.
Should wrap first.
Very sweet, smoky flavor. Awesome.
If you make moisture and not too dry, just about 15 minutes or half an hour. 15 minutes. How it smells so good, can't wait that long.
Smoked pork, man, it's the yummiest. All right,
It's
so
always
that's
yummy.
3, 2, 1 ribs. You can put as many on as you can fit on your smoker, but
3, 2, 1.
3, 2, 1. Pork back ribs is what I use. Season them however you like. I suggest you let them sit overnight with the seasoning on them. You don't have to. You can whip them up and throw them on there if you want. Fire your grill up to 220 degrees. Throw them on there for 3 hours. After 3 hours, wrapping them in aluminum foil, get them good and tight so you keep the juice in there.
Yeah.
Leave them set for 2 more hours. And then after 2 hours, pull aluminum foil off. Back in there again for 1 more hour. Into that 1 hour, pull them off. Wrap them with aluminum foil. Cover them with aluminum foil, whatever. Let them rest for about 15 minutes. And that's a good time to prep everything else. And then you're ready to go. And I'm going to guarantee you these are probably going to be the best ribs you've ever ate. So, recommend you try it. Sompit and Kenny. Hope you enjoyed the video.
Enjoy the rib.
Yeah, I hope you enjoyed the ribs more than the video. She's gonna go eat them all.
This morning I